Spartans! What is your profession?
Tired of your sad excuses, no more desperate pleas. Turning backs on sorrow, can't bow to your disease. You wallow in your pity, but we're now standing tall. No more feeling sorry while you've built yourself a wall. Stop pointing fingers, it's a circle of deceit. You've painted your own picture, now feel your own defeat. Broken mirrors show no mercy, they've been cracked for years. We're done with your reflection and your crocodile tears. No more blame, no more shame, we won't feed your game. You played your cards, you took your chance, now live with your own name. Broken dreams and empty cries won't sway us anymore. Pack your bags and walk away, we're locking up the door. You say the world's against you, but look inside yourself. The answers you've been seeking aren't in somebody else. Wake up from your slumber, no more stories that you weave. We're cutting ties with shadows, we're the ones who now believe. Marching forward, power strong, we've seen through all your lies. We're walking on with heads held high and now we finally rise. No more drowning in your sorrow, we can't dive that deep. We're swimming in our future, leaving all the muck you keep. No more blame, no more shame, we won't feed your game. You played your cards, you took your chance, now live with your own name. Broken dreams and empty cries won't sway us anymore. Pack your bags and walk away, we're locking up the door. No more blame, no more shame, we won't feed your game. You played your cards, you took your chance, now live with your own name. Broken dreams and empty cries won't sway us anymore. Pack your bags and walk away, we're locking up the door.
Welcome. How is everyone doing today on this beautiful Monday morning? I don't even believe, I cannot believe I'm about to say this. We are in the very first week of June. Yes, we are. Can you believe that? We have made it to the middle of the year. I told you guys in March that 2025 was just about over. Now it is certainly over. I am Tech Coach Ralph. We are engineered to win, or as some of my frenemies might say, I annoy you to success. So happy to be here with you guys today. It is always a pleasure and a blessing for me that you give me the opportunity to just pour a little bit of value into your lives. I see the value that I try to pour into your life like pouring a little bit of gasoline on a tiny lit flame. Hopefully that can spark you to great success and to explore and to try all of the things that you have thought of. All right, let's start off with this. Let me know how your weekend was. Drop it to me in the chat. Let me know how your weekend was. Did you have a good weekend? Did you have a busy weekend? Did you have a productive weekend? I had a super duper productive weekend. Devin, I was talking about it yesterday. Devin helped me fix this app that I was working on. I started by just by following ChatGPT prompting. It got me to a certain level, using Flutter, a mobile app, and then I was like, Devin, I'm having this issue, and then it looked at the code. It slid into my repository, right? You know how some people try to slide the DMs. Devin slid into my repo, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I did not play myself though. Devin looked at my code. He's like, "Oh, okay, you have an issue here, here, and here. Let me help you. Let me fix that for you." And it even opened up a pull request on GitHub, and I pulled in the pull request. I started up the app, and boom, it was working. I was like, "What? You know what? I'm gonna ask Devin. Hey, Devin, can you write me some Flutter widget test as well?" I don't know. We'll see. Well, maybe I can tell it what test I want to write, and then it'll do. I don't know. We shall see the power of Devin. But I gotta re-up my Devin though, because yesterday, using it to help us on Terraform, to try to fix our Kubernetes secret issue, my I think I call them ACUs or something like that, whatever they're called, they started to get diminished. So I'm gonna have to re-up, but it was well worth it. Also been working on some other apps as well over the weekend, setting up some new merch, as you can see. I am waiting for my. I ordered some merch myself. I'm waiting for that to come in, and I'm telling you, I'm go- I'm gonna be wearing my merch going forward. All right, we shall see. We shall see how that's gonna go. But yeah, so like I said, I was working on a bunch of different things, setting up the merch, setting up the working on our live stream for Terraform, setting up content, which I optimized that tremendously as well. And working on an app that the tech barbarians and I have been working on. So many different things are happening. We are getting it together. So look, in life, like my song says, I'll give you a quick little, like this song says.
People come and people go, like shadows in the evening glow. Whispers here and there they go, empty promises they boast. Can't rely on fleeting whims, falling through the cracks again.
I will be right back. Give me a
Trust is
second.
something they don't know, always drifting with the flow. Flaky people break my stride, never know just where they hide. Think they're stars but they ain't bright, better fix it, get it right. Show up late and then they're gone, singing the same tired song. Never serious, never true, got no clue what they should do. Think the world revolves around them, but they ain't worth a single gem. Lost in their own hollow fate, playing such a tiresome game. Flaky people break my stride, never know just where they hide. Think they're stars but they ain't bright, better fix it, get it right.
Like I was saying, in life, people come and people go, and you just roll with it. You just do what you gotta do. All right. Now I'm all out of breath, but we are here. Large language models, AI prompting, all of that good stuff. Like I was saying, I was working on a bunch of stuff over the weekend. Hopefully that you had an amazing, productive weekend as well. Upcoming today, we have Candid Conversations at noon Eastern Time. We're going to be talking about how I was vibe coding over the weekend.
Are you ready?
My experience with that, my perspective, and how I think that it is going to impact the software development market, quality assurance, small businesses. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to share my thoughts, my perspective. from my weekend of vibe coding, I built a bunch of stuff, fixed a bunch of stuff, started thinking about new ideas for my existing apps, all of that good stuff. So we're going to talk about that, all right? But for now, let's jump into work. So we have that at noon. Cunning conversations we have at tomorrow 7:30 ish p.m. Eastern time. We're going to be doing our tech Q&A. We're going to go through our questions that I have, all that good stuff. You know how we do. Before we jump into work, do me a big favor if you haven't done so already. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content, as well techcoachralph.dev. Where we have access to exclusive content. I'm gonna be putting up the full Scrum Night from a few months ago. This week I posted the suit review yesterday. I'm gonna be putting the full Scrum Night. Going to be putting up our first clip from our conversation with Rod Brown, another video that I recorded a few weeks ago, and our next installation of our time with Magnetar talking about federal employment. So a lot of things coming inside of Team Tech with Ralph Patreon. So go and check that out. Become a tech barbarian today. Alrighty, so we're about to get into work. Let me go and where's this banner? Make sure I got the right banner up for us today. We're doing this one, large language models. And we're gonna be talking about images and go multi-modal. All right, there we go. Boom. Multi-modal AI. All right, let's get into our first working segment of today. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's put up 20 minutes on the clock and we'll see how that goes. All right, so let's go.
It's time to do.
So let me go over to this screen right here. And let's see. All right. So we were working on, so this is day 4. We're about to jump into day 5. So day 4, we're working on the chatbot, integrating tools with it, where we can say, let's say, for example, OpenAI has so with the tools, let's say OpenAI has content up to a certain time. It doesn't know about prices and stuff like that. You can implement a tool that says, okay, this is the data that OpenAI doesn't have, or whatever language model that you're using doesn't have, and then it can actually reach out to that tool to make that call and provide that response as part of the chatbot response. All right, so really interesting stuff that you can do. But we're gonna get into day 5. Let's see. We have in the building. Polycode is in the building. Good morning, Polycode. So happy to see you here. Shout out to you. How are you doing today? How was your weekend, Polycode? Hopefully it was phenomenal. And we have a channel favorite in the building, Miss Freckles. Miss Freckles says, good morning. Good morning to you as well, Miss Freckles. How are you doing today? Hopefully you had a phenomenal weekend. Hopefully a very productive weekend. Miss Freckles, I'm gonna send you a video today about something that I was working on, and just putting I'm just planting some seeds in your mind. All right, Miss Freckles? All right. Let's see. All right, so day 5. What are we doing on day 5? So it says, so we'll now bring together what we've learned to make an AI customer support assistant for an airline. Let's see. We got my guy, Rod Brown, also in the building. Says, salute everyone. Salute to you as well, Rod Brown. How are you doing today? Hopefully you are doing amazing. And thank you for that amazing conversation that we had on Saturday. Oh my God, it was so fun. People really enjoyed it. I had a great time. We definitely got to do it again. Let's see. And on the Twitch side of the game, we have Gus, I'm guessing Castro, maybe, says, hello, Ralph. Good morning, everyone. Shout out to you, Gus. So happy to see you here. Thank you so much. All right, look, I love YouTube, but I just get a special affinity when people on Twitch are communicating with me because it's just a whole different ball game over there. I'm looking to see what else I can do on Twitch. So shout out to you. Shout out to Gus.
I appreciate you.
Let's see. Miss Freckles says she is seizing the day. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
And Miss Freckles says, I'm here. I got you, Miss Freckles. I got you. As soon as the show is done, I'm gonna send it over to you. All right. All right. Let's do this. So like it says, we are bringing together what we've learned to make an AI customer support assistant for an airline. And guess what? So this says airline, but whatever business that you have, you might be a web developer who is wanting to help local businesses, right? To have a web presence, to market better, because a lot of I'll tell you this, I'll just put it like this, right? The Publix, they rebuilt a Publix in my neighborhood. For those who are not from the southern area, you might not know Publix. Publix is a huge supermarket chain down here, South Florida. I think they go into Georgia, maybe Alabama. I'm not too sure about Alabama, but I was on there was one like 2 blocks away from my house. They closed down for like a year, rebuilt from the ground up. And I was scrolling on Instagram the other day, and they said that, oh, this Publix, the one that's right next to your house, they have a ramen bar now. I was like, oh, really? But I had gone to that Publix a few times, and I didn't like explore in depth. But if I knew they had a ramen bar, maybe not right now, I probably wouldn't have it, but I would know. So is it like the use of having these software developers, these web developers, being available to these local companies that you don't know what's happening right in your backyard? They don't have the marketing necessary. But now, if these web developers are more available and have tools that help them go a lot faster, then that is going to be a game changer for these small and local businesses. And the price will be much, much more affordable. Rod Brown, question for you, right? If you would typically charge for a large project X amount of dollars, right? But like people who need it, they can't afford those X amount of dollars that you charge. But now you have a way to make it a lot faster. Would you lower the price? Would you lower the barrier of entry if you can get it done a lot faster, so that you can provide that service to more people? What do you think? What do you think about that, Rod Brown? What do you think about that? Because these tools that are becoming available to us helps us do more, faster, and for more people, giving more opportunities as well. All right. So let's continue to read. As we read this, I'm going to be running these commands. So we're doing our import of the operating system package, JSON package, .env to load from our environment variable, OpenAI, and Gradio. So let's go and do that. Let's import our packages. And now we're going to do initialization. So load from the environment variables, load our OpenAI key. After all the work I did this weekend, I probably need to re-up my OpenAI credits, but we'll get there. Let's see. Rod Brown says maybe depending on the work hours. So let's say without the tools available for you, it would take you 40 hours of just billable hours working on it, right? Without whatever tools. With the tools that are available to you, it takes you 3 to 4 hours. What do you do, Rod Brown? What do you do? All right, let's continue. So we have it's loading here. Open our OpenAI keys and make sure the OpenAI key begins with this. The model to use is GPT-4o Mini. Open, and then it's gonna set up OpenAI. All right, let's go ahead and run that. And system message: you're a helpful assistant for an airline called Flight AI. System message: give short, courteous answers, no more than 1 sentence. Always be accurate. If you don't know, say that you do not know, right? Which more people would say they don't know when they don't know. Although I don't like the answer, I don't know. It says, I'm not sure at the moment. Let me get back to you. If you don't know the answer, say so, but put my own flair to it, of course. Say so, but in a way that says you will look into it and get back to them. All right, there we go. So let me run that system. Let me run the system prompt. And all right, so this function looks rather similar than, all right, but we're taking advantage of it because of the latest Gradio updates. So this is chat. We're passing in the message of what we're asking the chatbot. Is going to be using the history to have historical context. Messages, role, system content, system message, passing the history, and then the current message. All right, and then we're going to be using the chat completions model. The model is the GPT-4o mini, passing the message, and then we're returning the response, and then we're going to launch the chat interface. So let's go ahead and run that. All right, so so far nothing special about this, but let's say, just to try it out, what or how much to fly from Miami to New York. Let's see what it says. The cost of flight is based on, so I recommend checking our app. How much are eggs in St. Louis, Missouri? See what it says with that. I'm not able to provide, but I can look into. Oh, look at that! You see, so I just wanted to prompt it something that I just wanted to prompt something that says I'm not able to provide current grocery prices, but I can look into it and get back to you. That so I wanted to see if it's going to get back to me. So thank you. Let's see. Let's go. All right. So now, so that's all I wanted to see. So now, tools. Tools are incredibly powerful. Feature provided by Frontier large language models. With tools, you can write a function and have the large language model call that function as part of the response. Sounds almost spooky, yeah. So this is passing what we did on day 4, the ticket prices of so to fly to London, to Paris, to Tokyo, to Berlin. We had added St. Louis for $49, $59. Only 59 because I meant to write 49, but I made a typo. I'm like, we'll just write it with 59. All right. Get ticket destination price. All right, we do that. So basically, when we do get ticket destination price for London, we get $7.99. If I go and add another one, I say get ticket price for St. Louis. I get 59. Right, there we go. All right, so now we have the price function, which is going to be adding this function to the tools that we have over here. Look, all right. I am literally pointing at my screen as if you can see me pointing at my screen, and I'm like, why am I pointing at the screen? Because only I can see what I'm pointing at. You guys cannot see what I am pointing at. Bruh. I'm too honest, right? I'm too honest, right? But anyways, the price function here is going to be passed into this array of tools. You can have multiple tools. Let's say you want to do the price. Let's say you want to do rental car prices for different size vehicles, and say, okay, what's the rental price for whatever, right? And then that'll be passed in there as well. So I'm not gonna add that right now, although that'd be pretty cool to do that. I really want to. I really want to do it, but I'm not gonna do it. All right, I get so torn. I'm like, oh, I want to try this out, but I do want to finally get over week 2. I do want to get over week 2. All right, so it says that so this is the price function. It's passing it into this tool, so I'm gonna run this one. All right, getting OpenAI to use our tools. So getting all right. So, we went through this. Basically, we're passing this tools parameter in here. And we're saying use tools, the tools array, which could have multiple in there, right? And like I said, it is kind of finicky, of course, but no, day 5 looks like that. I just want to know where my images are because it says we're supposed to be doing. All right, so there we go. We're about to get into the multimodal, right? So, so this is that, and now we're getting that response for chat. Handle the tools. We have to write a function that handles tool call, returns response in city, and let me see. So handle tool call takes in the message. We have to write a function that function handle tool call message. So tool call message and then tool call, and where does the handle tool call get called into? Oh, okay, it's right here. Okay, if the response is this finish reason because of the tool call, then do handle tool. All right, got it. So we're gonna do that. And then let's do this. So we can say, what's the price of flights to St. Louis? And so it's $59. What about to Kansas? And I should say it doesn't know. Okay, I like this. I'm currently unable to provide the prices for flights to Kansas, but I will look into it and get back to you. So that's exactly what I wanted to see. All right, let's jump over here. Let's go multimodal. Multimodal, what? All right. The image generation model behind, so we can use DALL-E 3, the image generation model behind GPT-4o, to make us some images. I have never used DALL-E 3 before, so this is gonna be my first time. So let's see how it goes. Each time I generate an image, it costs about 4 cents. Don't go crazy with images. All right, we're not gonna do that. All right, so first you have to do is import base64. Base64, let me see, how can I define base64? Base64. What is base64? I know they use it for images and stuff. So base64 is a binary to text encoding scheme that converts binary data into ASCII string format. It's designed to transport binary data over channels that only reliably support text, such as email or HTTP. Base64 achieves this by grouping 6 bits of binary data at a time and mapping them to one of 64 unique characters. Oh my God. So here's the thing about that. I have been using base64 for the longest time, and it never crossed my mind to just look into it and say, what exactly is base64? But this makes total sense because with base64, you see a long string of code, and it can show up as an image and it shows up as an image, can do so many different things with it, but I never knew the idea or the concept about it. We learn something new every single day.
We the best.
All right. So now let's get back to it now. So let's go to, so this is importing base64. IO import bytes IO, and from is PIO Python image library? What is Python PIL? Python PIL is Python imaging library. It's a library that adds image processing capabilities to Python. However, the original PIL is no longer supported and maintained, and supports Python 2. Pillow is actively maintained and updated fork of PIL supports support for Python 3 and is considered to be de facto image processing package for Python. When you see PIL in Python 3 context, it always refers to Pillow. The more that you know. All right, sounds good. All right, cool. So let's get back over here. So we're going to be importing base64 bytes IO from from IO and image from the Pillow library, Python imaging library. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Now this says artist and then city. Okay, so if we do, so this is saying image response, OpenAI images generate model DALI and an image representing a vacation in city showing tourist spots and everything unique, size 1024 by 1024. Oh, interesting. So you can use this for thumbnails as well. Interesting. I was working on something over the weekend trying to get it to generate thumbnails, but I don't think AI generated thumbnails are going to be for the win. I think it can give you the background image, but then you need to have some type of editor to customize it, because I've seen certain AI tools trying to generate thumbnails for like videos and stuff like that, and the fact that you can't customize it the way that you want, that's a problem for me, right? So I had to like take a step back. You know what? I'm going to make a way to have a hybrid model of this. All right, anyways, I'm just talking. All right, so this is saying response format, base64 JSON format. And then I'm going to take the image. So I'm going to say image base64, and I'm passing that to, I'm getting that from image response data, the first data, and saying this thing right here, right? So what I'm going to do, just so we can see this, I'm going to say, I'm going to print image response, just so you can see how that image response is going to look, so we can go down, dig into data and see the B64 underscore JSON. All right. Let's go to do that. And I am going to change this because I do not, all right. Let me apologize in advance. I'm going to apologize in advance, right? But I am not going to pass in New York City because I don't want to get the chance of seeing an image representing a vacation in New York City showing tourist spots and everything unique, and then I get returned a huge rat. I don't want to get returned a huge rat the size of an Australian baby kangaroo. All right, no, I am not doing that. Bruh. All right, I'm not putting in New York. I am not putting in New York. So I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna go with, since we've been talking about St. Louis, I'm gonna go with St. Louis. Since we've been talking about St. Louis, Missouri. Let's do that, right? But I'm gonna check the chat first, real quick, and then we'll come back to get our image of St. Louis, Missouri, and see how that goes. All right. Let me see what we got going on here. Let's see. Ms. Freckles says Publix was in New Jersey a long time ago. I had no idea. I've always, like, ever since I was a kid living in South Florida, there's always been Publixes around. But then when like the furthest I heard that I knew of them going, it was to Georgia, but they might go up a little bit further north. Ron, do you guys have Publix in South Carolina? Let me see. Publix. Where does Publix? What states are Publix in? Publix is, okay, so it goes pretty far. So Florida, Georgia, Alabama, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, and Kentucky. Interesting. See, I didn't know that. I knew Florida, I knew Georgia. I said maybe Alabama. I did not know about the Carolinas. I did not know Tennessee, Virginia, and Kentucky. But southeastern United States makes sense. It definitely makes sense to me. New Jersey, I was not. I never knew about New Jersey, but maybe that was a long time. When was Publix in New Jersey? When was Publix in New Jersey? Publix. Says that it was never in New Jersey. I don't know. But anyways, let me continue with the chat. So Robert had said, in regards to my question, would he lower his prices to make it more affordable for people who could not typically afford his services? And I had said that, let's say a 40-hour job takes you 5 hours. And he said 3 to 4 hours. No, ain't no way. It says, ain't no mountain high. I don't remember the rest of the song. Miss Freckles asked an amazing question. She says, Rod Brown, when are you going live again? That is an amazing, amazing question, Ms. Freckles. Thank you so much for asking. Rod Brown says, I'll go live when you go live. Well, let's stop the show. Stop the show. I must say, Rod, that Miss Freckles was live a few weeks ago to millions of people. So now it's your turn. Says that's not fair. You better watch out. Sometimes I agree to a decent dare. You see? Be careful what you wish for. Be careful. Rob Ross says, let's go then. Let's go.
Let's get it.
Let me go cry in the corner first. It's just my nerves, but I will be fine. Miss Freckles, you were perfect the other day, right? We got my guy Wave Nerd in the building. Says good people in the chat. Miss Freckles, Rod, and Tech Coach Rob. Shout out to my guy Wave Nerd. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're doing phenomenal. Let's see. Mr. says a decade ago or so in 2004, maybe. Interesting. All right. Let's see. Mr. says touche. Did you guys know? All right. Fun fact. Do you know the origins of the word touche? You know the origins of the word touche. So it's French, right? It comes from fencing. Right, you guys know fencing where they use these little pointed swords and stuff like that, and they have the all white and they have a mask on. So touche was from when you would actually hit the person with your little fencing knife, and you would actually touch the person. And touche means like touch, like I touched you. So yeah, it comes from fencing. When you stab the person, you say touche, right? So I don't know how it got translated to agree or good point. But well, maybe good point. Like, oh, good point. Like when you stab him with the knife, that was a good point. Oh, touche. You see, look at that. All right. So, let's go ahead and generate this image while we before we wrap up the show. So, oh yeah, I was gonna say though, before we do that, Rod Brown says, "Ain't no way," right? Rod Brown, hold my beer, water, energy drink, whatever it is. Hold that. All right, let's put it like this, Rod Brown. If the video I sent you yesterday, right? If you had to build that from scratch, how long would that take you? If like in total billable hours, how long would that take you? Let me know. Let me know how long that would take you if you had to build it from scratch, right? All right, now let's go over to here. Let's finish up with this, right? I have about 7.5 minutes. So let's see what type of image we get from, what is this display? Does this display come from the image library? I don't know where display is coming from. But let's run it and see what happens. Let's see. All of a sudden, OpenAI is going to say, you have no more money. Broke. You ain't got it. We're waiting. Okay, so there we go. So it created our image. So this is the base 64 right here, right? So like we were saying, if we translate over here, image response, data, and then here base 64. So 0, the first item in the list or array, right? So base 64 JSON equals this long code over here. Long code. It's still going. All of this right here represents an actual image. It represents an actual image. See how long that is? This whole thing is the image that is being generated by DALL-E 3 by OpenAI. And all of that is going to translate to this. How accurate is that, Miss Freckles? Being my St. Louis expert. Ooh, whatever. So this is what gets generated, right? So in base 64, all of that code that we see up here gets translated to this over here. The revised prompt illustrated an image portraying a holiday in St. Louis, Missouri, highlighting popular attractions such as the Gateway Arc, Busch Stadium, and City Museum. So what I understand is my prompt that I said I want an image that is, so this is good that we actually printed out the response, because the revised prompt is telling me that what I asked it for an image about like holiday and stuff like that. So it makes first a regular request to OpenAI telling me, all right, give me some stuff about vacationing in St. Louis. And then it gets back, okay, so about vacationing in St. Louis, for holidays and stuff like that, we have attractions of Gateway Arc, Busch Stadium, City Museums. And it's okay, now take those attractions and put that into a prompt for DALL-E to generate the image, right? So that is interesting. So, but it's only by looking at, like, by printing out it's by printing out the, what do you call it? Printing out the response that we get, the image response, to see what it used in order to be able to get this image generated. Because our request is just, hey, I want a like a picture about St. Louis, about vacationing and stuff like that, and it generates this for us, right? So really cool stuff. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna delete this one actually, just because. Actually, what I'm gonna do, I am going to copy this image first. Can I copy? Can I copy this image? Copy. Not copy output to clip. I cannot copy the image, which is unfortunate. Limitation of I wanted to just copy this image. I don't think I can do that though. Well, that's a pity. I don't want to. Well, we could do that. I didn't want to lose that image. I just wanted to copy it to put it somewhere else. But I'm gonna take this off, this print, because we don't need that anymore. Now that we see what it's doing. So now, if I put in another, or I can keep that. I'm gonna go to, let's say, image equals, let's say another, let's do South Carolina. So we'll do, let's say, SC image. That's what I was trying to do, Miss Freckles. I wanted to save it and send it to you, but that's why I'm just gonna close it for now, and I'll go back to it to see if I can extract it. But I'm gonna get it to you one way or the other, right? But I was about to like send it to you and then delete it, but I'm gonna find a way to get it to you, right? But let's say artist, and let's say, hey Rod Brown, you still there? What? Oh, ouchie. Let me not out Rod Brown. Let me just do Charleston, South Carolina. That is in South Carolina, right? Carolina. Let's see what we get. So, waiting for the image. I'm pretty sure I can save the image. I just have to find a tricky way to do it. Let's see. I was gonna say, what city are you in? I'm like, oh, let me not put out Rod Brown's information like that. But I know you're in South Carolina somewhere. Let's see. Let's see what we get out of this. This is a good way to learn as well about other places by, let me get some images from here, from there, you know? We can make a collage. Let's see. Waiting. taking its sweet, precious time. I will say I see that the OpenAI image generation is takes a bit of a time. Like I wouldn't want to use this for unless you can pay a certain amount of money to get to go faster. But like when I'm using Midjourney and some other tools, like I was trying one yesterday called Runware, and that one is really really quick. And from my understanding, it doesn't cost that much.
Yo,
Did a
the
pretty
sign is
good
real
job.
simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
I don't know what's going on with this. Let me see. Let me check my. Let me make sure I don't owe OpenAI anything. Let's see. Let's see. Still waiting. Where is? Oh, I still got money. I still got a bunch of money. All right. I don't know. It's taking forever though. I don't know why. Maybe if it ever does generate, I'll just post it as a. Maybe I'll post it as a. What do you call it? A post on the channel if it ever does generate. But I don't know what. I know I run it. Wave Nerd says stable diffusion is good for I have to try that. I heard about it. I heard about stable diffusion. I have not looked into that one yet. Well, while we wait, let me go look for it. Stable diffusion. Stable diffusion. The ultimate image generator discovered diffuse, the ultimate tool for crafting stunning images. Create visual magic with unmatched control. Pricing model. I always go look at the pricing. Okay, it's a 30 days credit, max 3-minute task, no private image or model storage. $12 a month, 3,000 credits, 30 minutes max task. 5 gigs private storage for private generations, up to 8 concurrent jobs. Advanced extension access for 24, 18,060. 20 gigs private storage, up to 16 concurrent jobs. And for Pro is, if you pay annually, that is $48 a month, 40,000 credits. Interesting. I mean, $48 a month compared to if you pay monthly for 72, that is a big jump. So I'm always nervous about annual pricing though, because things change so fast in tech that you never really know. But I will definitely try out Stable Diffusion, see how that goes. Let's see. Is our image generated? Nope. Well, I don't know. I guess nobody cares about. Oh my god. I didn't put display SC image.
Bruh.
Let's go. All right, let's do it over. Let's do it over. Let's see if we can get this right. Let's see. It's on the API site that I said. All right, I'm gonna look into that. Let's see. All right. While we wait for this, let me go ahead and read the chat. Oh, there we go. There we go. Look at that. Looky here. So we have how Rod, how accurate is this? We got shrimp. We got iced tea, it looks like. Is this grits? Is that jalapeno on grits? There's a bridge over here. Let's see. We have, I really gotta get these images out. Let's see. We have a house over here. This looks familiar, but I don't know exactly what it is. We have a helicopter, something like that. Shout out to Mr. Balu for subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you.
But yeah, that's about it. All right. So on Wednesday, we'll be jumping into the audio portion. I'm happy that I know how to use the DALL-E. My first time using DALL-E. We're gonna look into Stable Diffusion as well. Maybe we'll see if we can integrate Stable Diffusion into this. I don't know. We'll go from there, right? But that's about it. Let's go back to full screen, check the chat, and then we wrap it up for today. Let's see. So, Mr. says, looks decent for a St. Louis holiday. Awesome. So our prompt is good. The image generation is good. It's a cool looking image, I must say. It says, can you save? I'm gonna try my best to get it out, to get out of there. Rob says he's here, and Mr. says, no doxing on a Monday. I will save the doxing for Tuesday, all right? We're going to do it on Tuesday, okay?
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Robert says, this is why I'm not live. Already doxing me.
Bruh.
I apologize, Rod Brown. I apologize. Wave Nerd was mentioning about Stable Diffusion on the API doc. Says, Rod says, sheesh, it's the smallest things that make the biggest impacts. That is very, very true. Because I think it's accurate. Shrimp and grits, Copper River Bridge, Rainbow Road. See, now I feel like I visited St. Louis. I feel like I visited Charleston, South Carolina. I don't have to go anywhere. I can just stay here. I can all right, let me see this city. Let me see that city. Like I said, I'm not going to search for New York. I'm not going to search for LA because I'm afraid of what I might find in the results. So I'm just going to stay away from those. But St. Louis, maybe Raleigh, North Carolina, maybe somewhere Detroit, Michigan. I don't know. But yeah, anyways, when we get back next time, we will do the audio part, do a couple of more locations and go from there. But that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Truly appreciate you guys for starting your morning, starting your week off with Tech Coach Ralph, where we are engineered to win. Or, as my frenemies might say, I annoy you to success. Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it, because we the best. We are the best, all right? But lastly, Wavener says, check out Manus, a multimodal agent. I have heard of, I think it's Manus that I was watching some videos for. It looks very, very powerful. I heard that there was a waitlist, but I don't know how old the video I was watching was, but we'll talk about that. And Rod Brown says, stop making excuses and get out of the house. I was not at jiu-jitsu for the entire last week because I had some injuries, but I am ready. I am ready to get back to jiu-jitsu this week. Let's go out there and get it. And Ms. Freckles says, have a great day. Everyone, you have a great day as well, Ms. Freckles. Thank you guys. I will see you guys at noon and for Candid Conversations, and I will see you guys tomorrow night for Tech Q&A. But until then, Tech Coach Ralph is out.
Walking through a stormy night, whispers say I'll lose the fight, but I've got a fire that's burning bright. No chains can hold my flight. Haters try to bring me down, but I rise above. echoes in my mind. But I won't let my spirit bind. I climb the heights I'm meant to find, leaving their fears far behind. Haters try to bring me down, but I rise above the ground. I spread my wings, I fly so high, their words can't dim my sky. They can throw their stones so cold, but my heart's a lock of gold. Their voices wake against the bold. I stand my ground and I unfold. Haters try to bring me down, but I rise above the ground. I spread my wings, I fly so high, their words can't dim my sky. They can throw the stones so cold, but my heart's a lock of gold. Their voices weak against the bold. I stand my ground and I unfold. Haters try to bring me down, but I rise above the ground. I spread my wings, I fly so high, their words can't dim my sky. My sky, my sky, my sky.